In order to create a big sign of fearlessness, you have to be something that you're afraid of, first of all. So there's got to be suffering. So God gives the gift of suffering so that there's something for you to be afraid of. But then he gives you faith so that you're not afraid of it. You overcome that fear, and you're not alarmed by your opponents because of your faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. So he gives the gift of suffering, which gives the potential for fear, and then he gives faith so that you overcome that fear and you present yourself as fearless in the face of your persecutors. And then he says in verse 30, experiencing the same conflict which you saw in me and now here to be in me. In other words, don't think that you're going through this alone. I'm going through it too. I've been going through it, Paul could have said, for a long, long time. I'm experiencing it even now. I'm chained to a Roman soldier as I'm writing this letter to you. But I'm not afraid. God has given me the gift of suffering, and I'm experiencing that suffering even now. But he's also given me the gift of faith. And with that gift of faith, I'm bearing a bold testimony to the preciousness of Jesus Christ. That comes out for us in verse 20. According to my earnest expectation and hope that I will not be put to shame in anything, but that with all boldness, Christ will even now as always be exalted in my body, whether by life or by death. Now, Paul knew that he could lose his life for his testimony to Jesus Christ. He eventually did. Not at this particular time, but it was possible that he could have. But he also knew that if he was killed for the cause of Christ, that he was going to depart and to be with Christ, which was very much better. So what do you do for a guy like that? How do you I mean, there's nothing you can do to win a guy who's not afraid of persecution, and he's not afraid of death, because death means his coronation, that he's going to be ushered into the very presence of Jesus Christ. There's nothing you can do to hold a guy like that down. They're unstoppable. And Paul is referring to his experience to give encouragement to them to follow in his steps. You guys, don't be afraid. Don't be alarmed of your opponents. I'm facing the same thing, but God has given me the gift of suffering and of faith to overcome my fear.